Hey everybody, it's Joel Bauer, co-founder of Skirmish Strategies and Business Leverage Expert. And today I'm gonna go over 3 ways you must leverage softwares and apps in today's business environment. Now, it is so common as entrepreneurs that we have endless things thrown at us. We have to use this software, we have to be on that social media site, we have to try this app, we have to be here and there, and it's too much, it's overwhelming. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of take a step back and say, well, what are the purpose behind the softwares and the apps that we're using? What does it do for us? How does it help our business? How does it drive it forward? And I came to 3 ways that I use it very successfully in my business where I don't feel overwhelmed or inundated, but it really helps and adds to what I'm doing. And so I want to go through each one of those, and I'll mention some softwares as we go along, ones that I personally use, but really the idea is to get these elements, the pieces that software can help us do, get them into our business. So that way we actually can do what we love to do, we can enjoy the process more, and softwares become something that helps us not taking more of our time. Because that is so common. People get so worked up, it's like, oh, I want to do that big thing and I want to take on that new opportunity, but I got to get the social media thing and I'm running out of time and I don't know what to do and there's no way I can possibly take on another thing. When a software could have done a lot of it. It could have automated it, it could have helped with the planning, it could help with really just getting the information back to know if it's even working. So often we do spend a lot of time just doing things and then hoping and wondering. So that was actually the short list. I'll give it to you more clearly so you get it. The first item is planning. This is so crucial and people do really hate this, like maybe if they quickly scribble it or they don't put the serious amount of time it takes and then they wonder why they're so stressed and so worried and don't know what to do next. The planning stage is important. It's not to lock you in and say that you can't make any changes, but I have found that software is an amazing way, to get ideas out of your head, get it onto paper, get it in a place where you can actually start to use it. Actually start to think about, instead of another thing you have to do, you can start looking at it and go, oh, this is really where I wanted to go. This is when I sat down early and thought, hey, this would take me there. Now I'm not worried about what to do next. I know I'm on this plan and I either have to update the plan because it's not where I want to go next, or I've learned something and I want to refine it and then add to it and keep building from there. But being able to take out of your head and put it on paper just decreases stress by a significant amount. I mean, it calms you down it's moving forward. As long as you know that you're going to come back, because there is that, oh good, I'll just write this all down and then you never come back to it, and that doesn't do the same thing. You have to tell your system at some level that you're going to come back to this. You actually did this for a purpose and a reason, and you're going to use it. So I use a software, one of my favorites right now is a thing called Workflowy. I know a weird name, it's Workflowy.com, and just go, it's absolutely free, and it's a quick way to just jot things down. It allows you to do hashtagging and stuff so you can easily track it back and find it. But I do most of my early organization, my dumping things out of my head there. Another thing that's great for planning, especially for teams, but I've also used it just for myself when I had to, is Asana. And I absolutely do love that. And that's more for getting tasks scheduled and into the future there, into the ether, or out of the ether and into the reality so you can start making them happen. And if you're paying attention, a lot of business trainers and people like high performance coaches and stuff, one of the first things they actually tell you is that until it's on paper, it's not real. And so Asana and Workflow, just getting these ideas out of your head, then getting them scheduled and getting them real where they're gonna happen and you have to respond to it rather than just being another one of the millions of things that you think you should do at some time. It also allows you to organize those, because now when you're responding to it and you go, oh, I really wanna get this done, well, now you have to set priorities. What if you are doing something else that is more important? How do you decide that? Before, most people would just go, okay, just forget that. It's not in my mind right now, this thing that I planned about doing. I'm gonna do this new thing. And when they looked at it, if they had looked at it and checked, they would have said, hey, no, that thing I planned is 10 times more important in my business. So first, use softwares to really get planning done well and consistently. Use them, come back to them, use the information, all that time you spend kind of thinking about your business, get it somewhere where you can start now forming next level things. I've talked to endless entrepreneurs and they start with these grand visions, all these big things they want to do, and they kind of get trapped because what they are doing is they're repeating the same things over and over again. They're not getting any momentum. They're excited about all of them, but they haven't refined to the next level because they're still just holding it all in their head. And so there's no way to really think at a deeper level. Softwares allow you to capture that stuff and then come back and start building and getting deeper into the material so that as you go along, you're actually getting mastery skills and refinement into your thinking and how you want to message who you are and what you're doing. So that is the first one, that's planning. The next one, and this one is really really important. It's something that has changed my business dramatically, and it's really looking at automation. You know, if we dive in and do a process and we can get it going extremely well, at some point it really benefits our company to automate it. Because if there's a software piece out there, like one of the places we do it a lot is in social. Now, once I learn kind of the technique behind social media or a particular platform, and I'm in there and dialing it in and testing things and checking and seeing the response from people, at a certain point, I can probably get a good idea of at least most of the stuff I'm doing there. I can automate it through one of like the social media planners or software planners. So I will look at automation to really take that off my plate, but not at the beginning. You know, I do want to point that out. You really do have to think through the processes so that you can make sure that the automation that you're doing is actually beneficial instead of destructive. So if you don't really know what you're doing in social media and you're like, I'm just going to post a bunch of things, it's really easy to get where some of these schedulers will keep posting the same thing over and over again. So when your audience goes in and looks and suddenly there's you just posting the same thing, guess what you're going to do? You're going to lose audience. They're like, I don't want to be shown the same thing every other day. So, and that depends on the network. Some like Twitter, you might have like, as long as you don't post within a 15-second window, you should be fine. But Facebook, it's longer. They do like, they will start to track over, like even if it's like a couple days later. So there's something to pay attention. Each network is a little bit different, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't jump in there and do it first. And now you can set your automation structures so that it fits what you know really takes care of your audience and grows your list. The other thing that's really common, and if you've been doing any business online, it's anything to manage email. You know, you do not want to be the person that like, okay, someone came in and requested a quote on something or opted in for a report. You don't want to be the person going, okay, I have to check every email and then respond back to it, when half the time you know exactly what they need at that stage and what they're going to need next. Email automation software makes that so incredibly easy, and it makes it really powerful because the systems actually know what's going on, what the customer's reacting to or interacting with. And we use softwares like Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels, and we actually use a lot in this category, and Aweber. They all do slightly different things, and it's good to pay attention. But what you're trying to do, again, is you're trying to do what you would naturally do or what you'd want to have done if you could do it at the highest level, and then use these softwares to really like leverage your time and your experience and your knowledge to get you to that level of automation that you feel good about it, that the audience and the customers are getting this really unique experience rather than just feeling like they've been put on back burner. So with automation, it doesn't just, once you set it, it's a forget it strategy. It is not that at all. It is a get most of it off your plate, get it running, and come back in and check and keep refining and growing it. Because now if something's gonna be doing it for you, you know, just like if you hired an assistant, if you don't want the assistant doing the way they learn first, you want them to be learning something about it. So same with automation software, you might have to come back and see what was working and what's not working and actually do something about it and update it so that automation piece really does take care of you in your business. It really does get you more, space to do what's really important in your business, or even get some time to think so that you can plan what the next steps are and make sure that you're getting, your time's going to the places that have the most impact on your business. So that actually leads me to the next thing. How do you tell if an automation piece is going extremely well? I mean, you can guess and you can go, oh, it looks like we're building fans here faster. It looks like these emails are being opened, and so I get a feel that people really do like my material. But at the end of the day, you have to use tracking, and software is one of the greatest ways to do it. And it's not any particular piece of software. In this space, we don't usually bring the information back to any kind of software management. It's actually using a lot of the native stuff that exists. So on your website, it's using Google Analytics as long as you set that up. On Facebook, it's checking the metrics for either for the ad campaigns or how your page is actually doing. And so making it clear that you have to go back and use that part of the software or that part of the system to look at what's really happening and start deciding if it was impactful or not. That tracking is something it's really difficult for us to do directly and manually, and almost has to happen in some sort of software application that's kind of watching everything in the background. Now, people do get scared of this one. They look at them like there's charts and graphs and they don't know which one, or they get excited and go, oh, good, impressions, but what does that mean to my business? And now they're kind of lost in the weeds again. Okay, do I drive for impressions? Well, I didn't make any more money, so what's going on? So you do have to be careful of what information you're tracking and what it actually means. And early on, it might be hard. So if you are doing social media campaigns that aren't driving back to sales channels or anything where you can track a goal or something that's been completed, yeah, you do have to pick up numbers like impressions or shares or something to tell you what's going on and how your audience is responding to it, but that isn't the end goal. So that helps you to improve that though. So if you're at a very low impression and there's not really a chance for a pass through because the percentage of people that would naturally come through just not high enough to start getting data on how they're doing on your website and are they making purchases and are they moving forward in a natural process. But going back and saying, okay, I gotta get these impressions up and keep going, okay, how do I do that? Okay, I need more material, or, oh, this material did really well, and so I need to get more material like that because that's what my customer base and clients like. So I'm gonna get them that. So take this really seriously, go in and pick metrics that make sense to you. Always drive towards what's actually successful. Because in business, ultimately, the success has to almost be driven by return on investment. And that means if you take the value of your time and you drive into something and you're spending a lot of time there, social media isn't free. Even if you're trying to do organic strategies, your time costs something. But looking at what the value of what you'd like to be receiving and what you're actually making on the end thing is really where we're looking, because that tells you if you can spend more time here. That tells you if you dive in and do more of this, you can drive your business up because you're making more money at that. You're making more than it cost you to do it. Now, when it comes to paid advertisements or sponsorships outside, you have to be very careful of what's going on there because if you aren't tracking this and you aren't paying attention to actually success at the end, and so many advertisers get caught in this, they go, oh great, this person has a huge audience, but that person can't drive any traffic for you, or this ad platform, you can access anybody, but it's not working for your current offers or what's currently set up in your system. That can get you sideways very fast and not only get you in a place where you're not really sure what to do next, but it actually cost you a lot to learn a valuable lesson you didn't need to learn. You need to make sure that what happens and where you're putting your time and money is driving to something that increases the value of your business, adds cash flow, and then it allows you to expand and grow your business in the way you really should. So just to go over that again, these are the 3 ways that I really think that you can leverage the softwares that are out there to get the most for you in your business. So you're not just running around just signing up for everything, but really look at if you're not doing the things in these 3 areas or really paying attention, using them on a regular basis, start here before you go try all the fancier things and all the things that you think in the back burner you might want to try. Start with anything that'll help you plan and organize your schedule or just your thoughts and ideas so you can stay on track with what makes sense and actually build a plan around your business, one that you're going to implement and keep on. Second, automation, anything that takes sequences and things that you know how to do really well or have gotten to a really great level, and use softwares that take over a large lion's share of the stuff you don't need to do directly. Go find those softwares. And last one, just use the native tracking pieces that exist in almost any platform. So that is it. Use those 3. Go find softwares that are really going to help you drive each of these categories forward and allow you to do more in your business. Thank you guys so much. Hey everybody, it's me again. I just wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you learned something here or got excited about something you know you should be doing in your business, or just really enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe now button and become a member of our amazing community. Also, if you know someone that could really benefit from this video, either in their personal life or in their business, please share it with them. My mission here in doing these was to help as many people as possible. Also, I want to offer you our special report, the 7 things every entrepreneur should be outsourcing to an international VA. Now, in this guide, this is everything that my team actually outsources. So the things we recommend in here, they're things that we're doing right now in our business that we don't have to do. We've outsourced it and it allows us to do so much more faster. So if you're in that place where you're thinking, maybe I should hire a VA, or maybe I just have so much to do and I can't possibly get it done without some help, then this is the report for you. Just click on the link there and sign up to get the report today.